So here is computers explained in under a minute. Here are the components of a computer. There's a case. There is a power supply. There's a motherboard, sometimes referred to as a MOBO. Then there is a processing unit, CPU. And there's RAM, which is short-term memory. Then there's a hard drive. Then you generally, or maybe you get a graphics card. Okay, these are your components. Again, they are case, power supply, MOBO, CPU, RAM, hard drive, and graphics card. We're going to draw them real quick just to get sure. So, first we have our case. It's a big metal box. The case has nothing to do with the computer's performance whatsoever. It sometimes has fans or RGB lighting on it. But a case is a case. You can use a milk crate if you want. I have. Right? This is your case. Case. Then you have a power supply. This is where the juice comes in from the wall and powers up your electronic circuits and stuff. It generally looks like a big black box if you buy it aftermarket. If you don't buy it aftermarket, it's going to be included with your computer. It'll be a silver box. It'll have wires and stuff coming out of it. Then you have your motherboard. Your motherboard is just a printed circuit board that every other component plugs into. It just connects stuff together. That's all it'll do. All right, so this is your motherboard. Your CPU. Your CPU is a little chip. It's the brains of the thing. The little chip itself looks like a little silvery chip, but it usually has like a heat sink or a big fan or something on. I'm just going to draw something like that. RAM. RAM is your computer's short-term memory. Now it can be oriented pretty much anywhere on the board. Usually it's pretty close to the CPU. It usually comes in these long sticks. There's usually 2 to 4 of them. Then you have your hard drive. Now your hard drive actually does plug into your motherboard over something called a SATA connector, but your hard drive actually usually plugs onto or mounts onto your case. It doesn't like plug into the MOBO itself, so it usually has a little connector that goes from there to your motherboard. Graphics card looks like a big hammer-knocking card, big slot looking thing, and it'll be colored with, I'm sure, RGB lights and stuff. And that is your computer, right? You have a little power button, comes up here for your button, right? You push that, turns on, and there you are. But those are the basic parts of your computer. Let's go over just a few things, what these actually are. Your case is like your bones. Your power supply is like your heart. Your motherboard is like your organs or your thorax. Stuff kind of goes through it. Maybe your circulatory system is more like your MOBO. Your CPU is like your brain. Your RAM is your short-term working memory. You have to like look both ways to see if a car is coming. That's your short-term working memory. It does like tasks. You use it all the time. And your hard drive is your long-term memory. Things like where you went to school, what your mother's maiden name is, stuff, just information that you need to know who you are and what you do. That goes in like your hard drive, like your operating system, for example. That lives on your hard drive. And your graphics card is your artistic ability, if you will. It's your way of expressing yourself. You just draw really fast. The graphics card pumps pixels from this, pumps them to a screen. That's what the graphics card does. All right, and that is what a computer is.